Welcome back to Footy Classified. Time now for the newest innovation in television, and we like to call it Beat the Press. Hutchie, why don't you tell us all about it?
Well, Gary, they say in the footy media that we can give it, but we can't take it. Well, tonight we get to do both. In an interesting concept, we've got three of the biggest names in footy. They'll be answering the questions, but then they'll get to fire the questions back at the media team here tonight. A very impressive media team that you have assembled. Picked an all-star team tonight, Gary. We've got to go in for a big job tonight. It's Caroline Wilson, our very own, of course, from the Age newspaper and from Footy Classified. Welcome, Caroline, and best of luck. And Mark Robinson, one of the leading writers from the Herald Sun. That's my team, Gary. Formidable team. Why don't you take a seat, Hutchie? We've got three esteemed members of the coaching fraternity who have also given up their time this evening in Mick Malthouse, Mark Thompson and Dean Laidley. We know they can be a bit precious. I'm very much on your side at the moment, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to you firing some bullets at the press, but to kick things off, it's over to Caroline Wilson.
Mark, I'll start with you. I never have been quite able to understand why so soon after your job was saved at Geelong that you turned on the people who'd saved it.
Well, that's then. I'm OK with it now, and I'm just moving forward to 2007. It's all done and dusted. We look forward to this year, so I don't see any point at all in bringing it up. It's an unusual year for you. It's the last year of your contract. You've had a long term there. What will you have to do this year as a team for you to get another job next year? We certainly have to play better, and I think we all expect that and know that. We didn't have a great year, but up until then, the previous couple of years before that was pretty good. And I think, if we can learn from last year, we've made a lot of changes. We'll be a better team this year. I've got no doubt about that.
Another major issue last year, Dean, and this is pretty tense, the unfortunate incident with the fella at Telstra Dome. How did you deal with that?
When Jeff Walsh actually told me, it knocked me for six, and it did knock me around for a good couple of weeks. And the players in particular were fantastic. They really supported me. They got right behind me. And
fellow coaches, did you talk to anyone else?
I probably had 12 of the 16 coaches ring me. My family was away. They were actually in Perth, I think, at the time. So I was home with my eldest daughter, by myself. So it was a pretty lonely time.
I'm just going to get down to tin tacks, Mick, and we'll go along the line here. Your attitude towards the media. What do you expect from a journalist when they come to you at a press conference, for instance? I mean, it's an intimidating process for them to get in, and they look at you and think you're a gnarly old bastard.
Do they?
I do.
That's sad, isn't it?
Well, but it could be, because you philosophise about the game and the challenges that confront the game. Have you got an obligation then to sell the game?
Yes, we have. We've got to sell the game. There's no question about that. I guess my preparation is quite poor for it. OK, I'll be very honest with you, because I've never given it 1 ounce of thought until I get called. But then when I think about the people who are at that press conference, I like to think that they've actually thought about it. So when the questions come, I'd like to think they have a bit of substance. Don't you want to have a press conference that's got some value as opposed to the Monday?
Absolutely.
And I think the only way you're going to get that, Caroline, is you go there or Robbo go there. I'm happy with the kids. The kids have got to start somewhere, but give them some idea of what to ask.
A lot of the senior journalists do care about what they ask you. They do watch games of football. They do look at your matchups, and they do look at your positional changes. And they actually want to know, perhaps not why you do it, because you guys know more about football than us. And sometimes when you lose by 5 points, any of us, you get really snaky. So, and I understand that.
Any of us, you're talking about Essendon get beaten by 5 points, or one of us?
That's really funny, Mick.
I think there's a question coming your way.
No, good on you. No worries.
Well, when you said one of us...
I thought it was our question time.
Yeah, but one of us. What's one of us?
One of the coaches. One of the coaches.
Well, one of the coaches get beaten by 5
minutes. One of the coaches, and they all get a bit gnarly.
Well, I couldn't imagine why.
I understand that. No, but you think we don't think... You think that we don't think that it's not an important game. There's a lot of people who actually really love this game as well as coaches and players. We all do. You know this town. Everyone loves football. And it gets really shitty. I get shitty when you guys sometimes dismiss questions, and some of them are stupid, and I've asked stupid questions.
I think we get shitty, Robbo, when we have to go and face the media 15 minutes after a game. I think we really get shitty when that happens, because we've just come out of this torrid period of 2 hours of just trying to win a game of footy and dealing with, 22 individuals and your coaching staff and making sure everything happens.
Yeah.
And then just doing it straight away is a terribly hard thing to do.
I reckon this is a pretty good time just to draw a breath here and maybe reverse the roles. I thought you handled the one coming back to you pretty well, Robbo. So there's the opportunity for you guys. You've probably sat there in press conferences, after game, during training, read the paper or not read the paper, Mick, and thought, gee, I wouldn't mind having a go back here. Well, here's the forum, and Bomber Thompson, I think you're going to kick off.
I'm going to start with you, Hutchie. You're the king of gossip. But why do you make such a big issue of all the small little things that happen with footballers off field and with clubs?
I think when it affects a team and when the players' off-field antics affect the team's performance or affect his place in the team or his view in the eyes of the coach, then it's fair game. If the police are involved, it's fair game. If they've transgressed in a sense where it has a principal footy outcome, then it's fair. That's fair game for mine.
They're major things, but there's a lot of little things that happen from week to week where footy managers and coaches are just waiting for the phone calls to say, all right, this has happened. And we have to spend a lot of our time dealing with stuff that's just gossip and rubbish. And where's it all generated from?
If I could just add on to that.
Do you agree with me?
I agree with you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think TV news, and I know I'm on TV, and I've said this before, I don't care. I reckon TV news is rubbish. I really do. I know.
Hang on. You work for a 24-hour radio station.
I know, well,
Don't turn on your colleagues here.
I'm not turning on your colleagues. Some of the stuff that gets reported is a disgrace.
I reckon you're guilty of this, is that you will ring a club official and you'll say, is that player... we've got evidence that this player is such and such, and our club official will say, well, I can categorically tell you that is not the truth. Now, and you go and run with the story.
No, that's not true.
Oh.
We'll give you an example. Here's your
Oh,
forum.
no, I don't think
Here's
that's...
your chance. I encourage it.
No, I don't think that's... I'm not prepared to go through that process a number of times, because it would be a number of times.
So if you write something and you get it wrong, what's the consequence?
You go to your sports editor.
Yep.
It's a very rare occurrence, by the way. And you say, I stuffed up. Now, Mark and I we disagreed with each other last year, and Mark probably felt I was unfair in things that I wrote.
I think you absolutely were unfair,
Yeah.
Caroline.
And I felt that you never accepted responsibility for Geelong's disappointing effort last year. I'm not saying it was all your fault, but I did think a lot of it was your fault. And we agreed to
would you know
disagree. Well, because I talked to a lot of people at Geelong and I saw what happened and I saw the way you conducted yourself. We're hopefully going to move on from that, I don't know. But the point is, often it's not black and white.
I hope you do move on, Caroline. What do I have to do to actually get you to move on?
Well, I look forward to watching the year unfold.
Do you know it's getting too big for the game, Mick?
I worry about the game. There's a lot of people out there now who are sports writers who have now become TV celebrities, and quite frankly, you see the way they shift and shuffle compared to what they used to be, and you just wonder whether their status has now got away from the actual bare. The bottom line is to write an article so people read it, and hopefully it's the truth, and hopefully it's a good time. If there's good stuff there, it's a good time article. I don't know if we're getting that anymore.
I can tell you, Mick, that's what Beat the Press is about. We're going to keep them honest. Us, on this side. We're going to keep them honest through the course.
No wannabe coaches over there, champ.
I do. We appreciate your time. We are out of time. It is an interesting exercise, one that will be ongoing on Footy Classified throughout the course of the year. We do appreciate your time. Good luck, gentlemen, for the remainder of the season. To Mick, Mark, and also Dean. To you, Mark Robinson, thank you for wandering.
Turn on us, Robert.
You'll be back. We'll take a break and be back with more after this.